Here come your Rockets!
This program is supported by advertising. Rocket Football appreciates these local partners: Mark Williams Land Team at Whitetail Properties, Riley Tool and Machine, Par 4 Plastics, Curnel Ag, Full Body Fitness Studio, Yarborough Tabor Goodwin Insurance, Farmers Bank and Trust, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Livingston Hospital, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Frazer Law Firm, Cobie Evans and Bart Frazer, Darrick Myers, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, First United Bank, Gilbert Funeral Home, and Beavers Heating and Air. Go Rockets!
All right, Rocket football fans, here we go. Another week in the playoffs. Coach Courtney, best record we've ever had in Class 2A this year. So we've got Owensboro Catholic, obviously a very challenging opponent. This week we've been up there 13 times, and it's never worked out real well. I don't think we played them up there all 13, but pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Hope we have a game plan for them. We'll get to that in just a minute. But first of all, I think, well, let me introduce everybody. Everybody knows Coach Gaige Courtney. He's the Hall of Famer. And here's another Hall of Famer, Austin Berry, offensive coordinator. He's the guy that makes all that run on the offensive side. And that's fun, isn't it?
Sometimes
It's fun when you've got Quinn and Caden and some of the other cast and crew you've got.
We got a good group right now.
You may have to earn your stripes a little more next year.
Possibly.
Try to replace those guys.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
So that's what we're going to start off tonight talking about is Caden Howard just announced Player of the Year in the Class 2A First District. Significant award anytime you get it. But certainly, when you're in a district with Mayfield, a perennial state contender with athletes all up and down the roster, so pretty significant honor. And Coach, I know he's your nephew, and sometimes we don't brag on him near enough, but talk a little bit about what this means for him and for the program, frankly.
Yeah, it's just obviously a very good award, and it's voted on by the other coaches in the district, so it just kind of shows, what they think of him. And like you said, in a district with some very good football teams, some very good players, to be picked at the top of that list, it says a lot about him individually. And also, I hope that it gives hope in the program and others. Just being from Crittenden County, we got guys too, and if you work hard and do the things that you're supposed to do, you can do great things like Caden's been able to do. So just proud of him individually, and just like any award, there's no really individual award in football. He had to have Quinn throwing the ball, Micah throwing the ball. I guess those were the only two, but the line blocking for him to be able to make those plays. So he would tell you that as well. Obviously, he's a great individual talent. We're really blessed to have him. We'll hate to see him leave when it ends. Not just because he's a great player, but because he is my nephew too. I don't talk about it a lot, but it's really been a blessing for me to be able to coach him.
Absolutely, been a blessing to watch him play, and the guy over there with the board on the X's and O's for him drawing this stuff up. Tell us, Coach Berry, when you have those two guys, you got Quinn triggering it and Caden catching it. It's just talk about it.
A lot of times it's usually them making the play and me screwing it up. And that's really true with those two. Sometimes I'm sitting over there and I'm thinking, golly, I hadn't thrown Caden the ball in 2 series. Like, what am I doing? That's crazy. Just really impressive with the consistency. He's been able to step in as a freshman. Had a really good team when he was a freshman. We had Morrison and Caleb and Casey Cates, Gabe Keller, a bunch of guys, and he was able to Tyler Belt and come right in and play. The thing I've been most proud of him is just his maturity, just how much he's grown up in the last 4 years. I can remember as a freshman, and this is all of us, hard-headed as a freshman coming in, and just kind of that switch kind of changed somewhere in the middle of the sophomore year, and he became a totally different player once he started to grow up a little bit and kind of be a better leader and be he's always been a special talent, but just when he matured, he became a really, really special player.
Yeah. What flipped that switch? Did you take a hammer to him? Yeah.
No, I think it's probably just growing up.
Yeah.
And just, like we all do, we grow, hopefully we mature a little bit. And he's done a really good job of it. This year he's been just outstanding as one of our team leaders for sure.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned it, I feel like every week, but just the pleasure of this group has been to coach. It starts with those seniors and specifically the leaders of that group. Everybody else will fall in line with those guys. And we've just had great leadership across the board this year.
We've, of course, we've only been throwing the ball around now, I don't know what, 20 we've been throwing around 20 years? No, not quite. Probably 15.
He would have
I
been the
was
first
20
one
years
really
ago.
thrown
Were you
around.
20 years ago? We
A
started.
little
Yeah,
more.
you were the first
Yeah, a
one.
little
You,
more
you
than
set the
that.
tone early on. So so that's pretty significant. He's broken virtually all the receiving records, and in a way, he's kind of done it almost quietly. I mean, he gets certainly a lot of accolades, being player of the year in the district but he's just gone about his business, and he helps you win games. Obviously, he wants to win as much as anybody I've ever seen. Really, he wants to win, and he wants to do well. But it's the team's first. So we are watching history being made this year. We have watched history being made, not only with him, but also Quinn Summers has put up. He is one of the best quarterbacks we've ever had, and he's put up the numbers to justify that being said about him. But Braden Poindexter has also put up some incredible numbers over his career and this year. And I'm going to tell you, doing without those three guys, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Y'all got to get in there in the halls and find some help.
Yeah, we're going to have our work cut out for us. We're just enjoying it right now, though. We're just enjoying this. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Brady's got a chance to break the single-season tackling record. He's way up there after 21 or 22 tackles. Do you have it?
Yeah, let me just go over a couple things. So far, Braden Poindexter, of course, he's been one of the most, like we said, most productive defensive players in history. He's eighth. He's just the eighth Rocket player ever to have 300 career tackles. So he's in the top 8. So he has 304 right now, and he's one of only 4 players ever to rank in the top 10 for both total tackles and tackles for loss. He's has all kinds of at 304 tackles. I have to look back here and see. Yeah, he's got a chance. I think 139 tackles.
I believe it's 154.
That's right. 139 is where he's at right now, which is 4th all time, and he can really make some noise with a big game up there this week at Owensboro. But now Quinn Summers, he's been one of the most accurate players, the quarterbacks we've ever had. 4th player to ever throw for 5,000 yards or more. He has 2nd all-time in career passing yards with over 4,500. One of only 2 Rocket quarterbacks with multiple 25 touchdown seasons. And it just goes on and on. But these guys, they've really been something, and they've done something in Class 2A that we really have not been able to do up to this point. So they set the bar high for this team, and we're really proud of them, and certainly proud of Caden for what he's done. Talk about these guys.
Yeah, I'll talk about Poindexter and let Coach talk about Quinn. But he's just been, like I've said all along, the quarterback of the defense. I raved about him from when he was a freshman, how smart he was, and he got some reps as a freshman and played really well. He's just continued to get better each year, each game even. I see him progressing now, which you don't see a lot out of seniors, but getting better and better still as a senior. And I see him getting better and better each week, which is great, especially when you're already that good. And just what he means to the team. Once again, one of those leaders, definitely a leader of the defense, and it's not close. you see when he goes out how things just unfold and we just lose it. And it's not just his play; it's his communication, it's his knowledge of the defense. He's the one that knows when the scouting report's up on Monday, he's already got it memorized and knows everybody's spot basically by Tuesday. He can fix things on his own. I give him a lot of freedom out there. If you see something and you need to check this, do it because I trust him 100%. So just having a coach on the field basically is what it's like. And he's meant a whole lot to the defense and a really special player, special young man in general. Just hard to beat Braden Poindexter all the way around as a kid.
Incredible game last week.
Yeah.
Incredible game.
Absolutely.
And he had 15 solo tackles.
Yeah.
And if he gets 15 total tackles, that's solos and assists this week. He ties the all-time record that Won't Be Stewart holds.
Yeah, it's definitely doable.
Yeah. Coach, talk about Quinn. I mean,
gosh, how good is Quinn? He can just do everything. We don't, allow him to run as much as what we can to keep him from getting banged up, especially with the scare we had earlier in the year. And you're talking about those stats, and that's with missing 2 games this year. Yeah. So only
and Caden both.
Yeah, and Caden. Just basically the same things that Coach says about Braden Poindexter. I'm calling plays, and he's running out there, and I'm thinking, oh dang, I messed it up. And then he fixes it all in the huddle. He knows exactly what I'm thinking, what it should be. He fixes every mistake in my call. I used to think I was a really smart football player when I was playing. I've got nothing on Quinn. He comes over the sideline. He's usually grabbing the iPad before me because I'm usually probably flustered and mad about what just happened if it didn't go well. And he's sitting there diagnosing everything and brings me ideas. What if we did this? And 90% of the time he's right. Can make every throw. Can avoid the rush, step up in the pocket and hurt you with his legs. And gets everybody in the right spots, just like Coach said about Braden. I'm definitely gonna miss him. To me, he's up there with Hunter and J.D. Gray and all those guys that you say were the best ones. I mean, he's right up there. If they're 1A, he's 1B. I wouldn't separate them a bit.
Yeah, a couple of great ones, and again, those are guys could just as well have been Player of the Year in this district. I mean, really. I mean, they've got the qualifications as well. But congratulations again to Caden Howard. Proud of him. Incredible career, incredible season. Hope to keep watching him play a little bit somewhere after this. So let's talk just briefly about last week's game. That was such a important victory, obviously, in building the program here in 2A to get that win against a tough football team. Your players of the game, I want to go first to special teams and let you talk a little bit about this. Of course, I wrote about it after the game in the article. But Noah Byford and Mitchell Brown, 2 guys have been solid all year. I mean, solid, but they just don't get sometimes when you got these other great players, sometimes they don't get as much. But talk about that play and where he put that ball on the pooch kick and how Noah got it.
Yeah, we talked about going into the game that it'd be a turnover game, and that we thought that we might have a chance to steal one on special teams. It actually wasn't the way that we necessarily thought that we would get one or have a chance at one. But that's something we do a lot with that pooch kick. And I told him, well, I better not tell him exactly what I told him. I don't want to give anything away from anything else. But anyway, he was supposed to kick it in a particular spot, and he did that. So, and then we told him just go down there and get it. It's going to be there. We just got to run down there and get it. And Noah runs down, perfect kick by Mitchell, and Noah runs down there, sprints, kind of dives to the sideline. He said it was a desperate play. I heard him in his thing, and that's kind of the thing that we've been talking about. It's something I thought we were missing early in the year is just desperate plays. Like, this means something. You got to make it. We can't wait. It's not okay if it doesn't happen. And I think that's stuck with this team. I've heard a lot of them say it was desperate, and that was a desperate play. It completely swung the game to me. It gave us extra possession. We score. I think it put us up 14 at that point. And versus that offense, we said the whole week, if we can get up 14, we feel like we're in a really good spot. That just kind of, to me, and I'm not saying the game was over, but it really put us in a comfortable spot at that point.
Yeah, I thought so as well. And explain to people, people may not understand, the average viewer or fan, why you don't kick the ball deep. I mean, Mitchell can kick it far enough, but you kick it over to the sideline, and then the sideline is a defense mechanism as well. You don't have to cover the whole field now.
Right. Yeah, and there's a lot of factors that go into the way we do our kickoff. We've had a lot of success over the years. Now, I wasn't the one that first started doing this. I don't know if it's Coach Starnes or Sean, but I don't know. But the pooch kick, and we're trying to pin the ball to that sideline over there short, kind of keep it away from their most athletic guys. We're not necessarily going to have 11 guys that are fresh to run down there and kick off that are real athletic. We want to kick it to their best players down the 15-yard line. That's probably about what Mitchell's got down to the 15. Now, if we could kick it through the end zone, we would every time. And eventually Mitchell may be able to do that, only a sophomore, and he's got a lot stronger leg this year than he did last year. But that's the thought process of it, and we also get a lot of turnovers out of it. We've not had as many probably this year as we normally do, to be honest. But we've got a lot of those onside kicks in the pooch. It's just a weird ball to handle. Who's gonna catch it? Guys that aren't used to catching it as much. Where's it gonna go? Front line, second line, third line. Just a lot of factors for them to have to practice as well, and then shortens the field down obviously for us. We try to cut the field in half on that. We're thinking it's going to stay in that half of the field. If he gets across that field, which a lot of teams try to do, that's everybody's strategy. We're in trouble. You've seen kind of Fort Campbell, they pitched it back to get it in that other half, and we're in trouble. So we got to do things to allow that not to happen. But that's the thought process of it. Can create a turnover, and we're shortening the field.
Yeah. So on defense, of course, we've talked about Poindexter. He was your player of the game. Quinn on offense. But let's go down on the line. Your center Jake Rich was player of the game. Maybe the first time this year. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's the first time ever that he's earned it, and he's been playing really well and getting better and better. But we thought this was his best game of the year. He's been really important to us. He's the only one that's not a senior up front, which he's a junior, but his first year starting, and he's really just continued to progress each week, and it's meant a whole lot to us taking on that center row. Everything starts with the center, as you know, getting the snaps down and all of those things. So just did a really good job. We thought he won his one-on-one matchup, which is what it comes down to up front a lot, pretty much every play. So we just thought he played a really good game and really deserved that. Really good to see, too. He's worked really hard. And talk about something that's overshadowed that you don't talk about. You got all those seniors up front, so he's just kind of the junior that's kind of not talked about, left in the mix or left out of the mix. But he's been solid all year, very solid, and still getting better.
Braden Sassy had another big game too. Played really well on defense too. I mean, he had 10 tackles.
Yeah, he had a lot, and they run the ball 100 times too. So there were a lot of tackles to be out there. But a lot of guys played well. I thought Sassy played well. We thought Gary Hall played well.
Yeah.
We thought both our tackles. Keegan played well offensive line wise. Counts played pretty well. I thought, for the most part, we played pretty well up front on both sides of the ball. We thought we had a tall task with number 50 out there at defensive end. That was pushing for their all-time sack record, and we didn't give one up. So hats off to those tackles, that were basically on them. They switched them sides, so that was Keegan and Gary. So it was a game where a lot of guys could have got it, but we thought Jake played the best overall.
Yeah, just a lot of great performances there. And another Bumpus had another big game.
Yep, he continues to be solid.
He is. And Eli,
extremely impressive for a freshman to do it the way that he does it. I'm just telling you, he's a special kid.
I think so too.
He's our hammer, and you had a freshman as your hammer. Tyler Boone and McAllister and them were able to do it, and he's seen what they were, but he's right in that mix. For a freshman to be as violent and physical as he can play, it's one thing, and I'm not taking it. It's one thing to play a skilled position outside as a freshman if you have that athleticism. It's another thing to be strong enough and tough enough in that box as a freshman to be able to handle it. He's done as well as any freshman we've had. So
I agree.
Yeah, he's impressive. I
like to watch him. Mm-hmm. Coach Berry jumped in here on that ball game last week. Coach Courtney, you gave him a 14-point lead. Were you pretty comfortable at that point as well? I mean, do you think we got to get this one in and then?
I'm never comfortable. If it's not a running clock, I'm not comfortable. I felt like we really sputtered early, and kind of it was the offense's fault for giving them the 14-0 lead. I thought we kind of left some points out there early. We've been Jekyll and Hyde kind of all year. For a series, we look like one of the best offenses around, and then for a couple other series, we look like we've never seen a football before. But then once we get it together, I don't know if it's a nerves thing coming out, or if we need to put it's the third quarter on the clock whenever we start the game to kind of get going. I don't really know what the answer is. But once we kind of get going, Trey makes a big play. gets in the end zone, and then we get the kick for Mitchell and the recovery by Noah, and then we hit that screen, and that was the fastest I've ever seen Trey Taylor run. I didn't know he was that fast. He looked like a bullet. He took off. I don't know. Some execution things could have been better, but we just fight, and I'm just so proud of them. I mean, was that 3 comebacks in 4 weeks? I mean, I'm gonna turn gray, lose all my hair from the stress, but just proud of them to continue to fight. It's just awesome to watch them.
You know, somebody that's I think has come a long way this year, and he's had maybe 3 touchdown receptions is Davis Perriman. 2 or 3, I believe, this season. Had an interception or 2 is key. Of course, his dad was a great player back in a long time ago. But he sounds just like his dad. I hear him on the sideline, and I harken back to when Chad played. But he sounds just like him. But he's coming on and giving you some key catches, isn't he?
Yeah, we felt like he athletically, skill-wise, he was probably good enough to play last year. It's just a confidence thing, just catching the ball. If you're out there and don't feel it, if you're like, oh my gosh, please don't throw it to me, I'm not going to catch it, you're probably not going to catch it if it comes your way. I think that's kind of what you're starting to see. I don't know that he's dropped a ball. I mean, back in the summer he had the dropsies for a while, but I don't know that he's dropped a pass in the last 6 weeks or so. It's just a confidence thing.
One of those guys we'll have back.
Yeah.
And he'll have to carry a bigger load next year for
him
sure.
and Byford and Eli.
Yeah.
Eli made a lot of plays.
Yeah, 6 catches last week.
Some big timely catches, too.
Yeah. Excuse me. So, again, in Class 2A last week, Hancock County, they obliterated Caldwell County 41-0. A little bit surprised by that score. And then Ocath 61-7 over Fort Campbell. Mayfield did not play. Fort Knox bailed out on that one. So, anyway, let's talk a little bit about this game at Owensboro Catholic. Again, we're 0-13 against them. They got the Crothers boy back at quarterback. Seems like he's been there forever. They got the kid that was a pretty good running back. He's back. So talk. What are we going to do to stop these guys, Coach Courtney?
No, well, I don't know that we're going to stop them, but we're going to try our best to. That I don't. You just got to do fundamentally. It's football. They are a little bit different in the way that they throw it around, but they also, run the ball well when they want to. They're just a little bit more advanced. It's more like playing a college offense or something like that as far as the spread, and the quarterback can put it anywhere. Everybody out there can catch it. The running back's really good in the pass game, and they can run the ball and throw RPO. So they just give you a lot. There's and I say that, but what they do it really well. I don't know. I don't want to give away any of our strategy or anything like that. But what it comes down, we're going to have to tackle. We're going to have to cover. We're going to have to do the fundamental things to win a football game. That's what it always comes down to. You can have these great plans, and this is what you're going to do, and these coverages and whatever. But, it's going to come down to the basics. So we're playing with good eyes, playing with a good stance, being where you're supposed to be. Tackling, getting off blocks, those things are still going to be extremely important. So hopefully not let them explode for huge explosive plays. They're really good. They're really explosive. It's easier said than done. You can stay over top of them, but they can just throw a quick screen or hand it to 22, and there he goes. They can make simple plays, really big plays. So they're a really good football team. We'll have our hands full, that's for sure. Yeah. Quarterback, running back, and a group of receivers, but I think number 7 is probably their best receiver, very good player.
Miles Edge is the boy's
Miles
name.
Edge, and I believe he was the district player of the year for them guys in their district. So really tough player. Been a good player.
Tough player,
3 years, backer and running back. So great.
They've the only game they've lost this year. Of course, they're ranked number 1 in Class 2A. Mm-hmm. Only loss they've got is Owensboro Senior High School, and they're still alive in the playoffs. They play a tough schedule. I think they played open with St. X, I believe. Trinity.
They're very good this year also.
But they'll play Owensboro will play Greenwood this week, which is a team that beat Madisonville. And they handled Madisonville. Madisonville, of course, that game with Tillman. We look back on that game early in the season. It was on a Thursday night, and they got Tillman. what about Sean? He's this week. Who's he got? I hadn't even paid that much attention.
Yeah, Franklin Simpson's right.
Franklin Simpson, yeah, they're pretty good. They beat Taylor County last week, 28-0. So Coach Thompson will be at home for that game. All right, guys, let's close it out. Coach Barry, I mean, who do you need to see really stepping up this week for us to make this a football game and be in there in the fourth quarter?
It's probably cliche, but just kind of everybody, we got to take care of business. Just if we can do it one time and just play the way we're capable of playing for 4 quarters, just give ourselves a chance. These guys are really good, and that's kind of what I've been telling them all week. We got to put 4 quarters together, and we got a shot, and that's all we can really ask for. Just try to keep it close. I think up front is a big thing. They've got 59, the Concrete kid at nose, who's a heck of a player. I think he was their district lineman of the year. And then the edge plays defense. But we got to try to limit those guys from getting negative plays on us, and then just execute like we're capable of doing, and I think we'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Coach Courtney, I know you were really upset when we went down and played Mayfield. You felt like we took the field against we know a team superior talent-wise than we are, but we've got to go down. We've got to make a statement early. So similar type situation here. What do we do to not repeat that?
Right, and I think when you're talking about you look at that game, and is it what Mayfield did, or is it what you did? And Mayfield is Mayfield. They're a good football team. Ocath be Ocath. They're a very good football team. But I think Belichick used to say it all the time, you just can't lose the game first. We just went out there and lost the game. We're just blown coverages. We're not hanging on to the ball. We come out and do that stuff. We've been, I don't know how many comebacks and all that. Yeah. We come out and turn the ball over this week, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. If we just blow coverages and just give them 60-yard touchdowns, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So it's just taking care of the small things. Make them earn it. That's what I said going into Mayfield. But I feel that's what you got to do here. You got to just play your job and make them earn it, and see where it goes. But we can't just give them gifts all night. We can't turn the ball over. We can't play tight. There's no reason to play us tight. There's nobody in this state that expects us to win this football game. Go out there and have fun. We're a really talented team. We can make some noise in this game, but we play loose. But play with the fundamentals and take care of the football will be a huge part of it.
Yeah, certainly decided underdog, no question about that. But these guys they've surprised us a few times this year already. And we'll be looking for another big surprise up at Steel Stadium on Friday night. That's on the campus of Kentucky Wesleyan. Nice field, nice facility, turf. So we'll be up there, rain or shine. And you can come up and support your Rockets. And if we win this, we go to the regional championship. So 7 p.m. kickoff up in Owensboro this week. We'll see you there.
$10 cash at the gate.
$10 cash at the gate. Have your money with you.
This program is supported by advertising. Rocket Football appreciates these local partners: Mark Williams Land Team at Whitetail Properties, Riley Tool and Machine, Par 4 Plastics, Curnel Ag, Full Body Fitness Studio, Yarborough Tabor Goodwin Insurance, Farmers Bank and Trust, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Livingston Hospital, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Frazer Law Firm, Cobie Evans and Bart Frazer, Darrick Myers, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, First United Bank, Gilbert Funeral Home, and Beavers Heating and Air. Go Rockets!